Just off the Texas coast sits a unique beach town marked with salty vibes and sun-soaked memories, Port Aransas. It's a place where family traditions unfold naturally, and beauty lies both in island views and the unhurried moments between adventures. One visit and you'll see why generations of Texans have anchored their traditions to the island life. Start your new favorite family tradition in Port Aransas, Texas. Head to visitportaransas.com and plan your trip to Houston's beach. The largest pop culture festival in Texas is back at the George R. Brown Convention Center from June 20th to June 22nd, Comic Palooza. And there is so much to do at Comic Palooza, so dress up as your favorite character. I'll probably be in a Batman costume, and check out the different exhibitors on the show floor, stop by the Okashi Japanese arcade area, or visit one of the many celebrity panels. Get your tickets now at comicpalooza.com/CityCastHouston. Today on CityCast Houston, they say the best things in life are free. So today, I'm testing that theory out with Houston content creator Shawn the Food Sheep to get his recommendations on the best free things to do in H-Town. It's Thursday, June 5th. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Shawn, we're going to hit on so many free things for families, friends, solo adventures, and more. But first, I have to ask you, you're out exploring so many different parts of Houston. So what's the most interesting thing you found out about free things to do in our city that you didn't know about before?
I'm going to be honest. I think at least a year ago, I thought you needed to spend money in Houston to really enjoy it. But the one thing that I've realized is that there is genuinely so much to do. I mean, not only indoor free stuff, but also like our incredible art scene, which I'm excited to talk about today as well.
Oh, yeah. So many great things indoors and outdoors. So let's start with outdoors. I know the weather can be touchy at times and things can be hot, things can be a little cold. But in general, what are some good outdoor activities to do when we don't want to spend any money?
All right, Raheel, I'm going to take you to one of my first favorite spots. So if it's Coffee and Cars at Post Houston. It's the first Saturday of each month. So that's why I'm glad we're actually talking about it today, because the first one is coming up this upcoming Saturday. So it's going to be exciting. But basically thousands of people descend upon Post Houston. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, Shawn, it's near downtown. You're probably going to have to spend money for parking. No, Post Houston makes parking completely complimentary. One thing I would suggest though for folks that are going to Coffee and Cars is that make sure you show up early. I'm talking 7 a.m. That way you can ensure that you get a free spot. I made the mistake of showing up around 9 a.m. I could not find free parking. I parked 10 minutes a walk away and was able to find something, but I just want to flag that for people. So the reason why I love this event, you have hundreds upon hundreds of cars. You're talking the best of the best. You have luxury, exotic, vintage. You got Lamborghinis, Ferraris, restored muscle cars. You have rare collector favorites. And you're going to see a lot of photographers out and about as well. It's just really interesting to see because you just have this massive, interesting community of people come together. And when people hear car meets, they don't typically think it's that family friendly.
Oh, they're so family friendly. I'm sorry to cut you off. I take my nephews there because they love supercars and it's amazing. It is actually geared towards kids. These people go out of their way to make sure that every kid gets a chance to look at the car. Some will even let you sit in there. So for my 11-year-old nephews, this is a dream come true and it's free. It's awesome.
I know it's so funny because I used to watch Need for Speed growing up when I was a kid, and I thought it was going to kind of be like that. But yeah, you were totally right. These are the nicest people in the world. If they see, your nephew or your kids are interested in a car, they'll be like, hey, come check it out on the inside. The car community in Houston is awesome. And, this is my just kind of first interaction of it. I had never been to a previous car event before. But man, it's awesome. And the reason why I mentioned it as well, why I think it's great for the summer events, is because worst case, if you're feeling hot, just go inside to Post. It's it's right next door. So if you're feeling a little hot, just go inside. And the only money that you have to spend is if you maybe want a coffee, which is like $5-6 at Eden Plant Co., or you want to spend a little bit of money on the food hall. But worst case, if you don't want to spend any money, just go upstairs to the roof and just enjoy that beautiful view as well.
Shawn, pro tip, a lot of the vendors at Coffee and Cars and a lot of the clubs and groups that meet up, they actually have coffee there for the people for free. So you'll see some of those stands. Now, it's not guaranteed that they'll have some by the time you get there, or they might run out, but that's like going even beyond. If you want to keep it 100% free, they usually do have free coffee as well. And this happens every month, first Saturday. And the hours, usually they go from about 9 a.m. to about 12 p.m. But I think that can change depending on the month. So I've linked their Instagram account and you can find their latest whenever you're listening to this episode. But it goes year round, right?
Yep, it goes year round, the first Saturday of every month. And I would suggest my only flag is try to go as early as you can, because
Mhm.
you're right with the timing. It is kind of you'll have some people that are leaving around 10:30. You'll have some people that are leaving around 11:30. So if you want to get the full experience, try to go as early as you can. It kind of works out if you're a morning person, and I just think it's an awesome and underrated event that's clean, fun, and safe for the family. And I do want to stress how many families I saw, because it is
So
incredibly
many.
family friendly.
Yeah, I love this meetup. It's great. It's fun for families. All right, let's go to indoor activities. What's a good free indoor activity that is good for the time that weather's not great?
I am gonna put y'all on to this spot. It's called Second Saturday at Sawyer Yards. So, real, have you ever been to Sawyer Yards, like that area overall?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that area. So much to do there, so many different businesses, so many artsy things to do there. And yeah, second Saturday is a blast. Tell me more about it.
It's really funny. I talk about Sawyer Yards because I have been there for a while. And so I always wondered, I was like, what are all these massive warehouses for? Like, I
Yep.
kid you not, like Maven at Sawyer Yards is one of my favorite coffee shops, and I've been going for a long time. And I was like, what is all this around? Is this like industrial? Well, next thing you know, I find out that it is the largest creative campus like in Houston. I think it might be the largest in Texas, and it's definitely like one of the top 10 largest in the US. And by a creative campus, I mean, like, it is a collective of over 400 artists. Like, I'm talking like, essentially, when you walk around these warehouses, they open up to the public every second Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. You're just going to walk into these like little rooms, and each artist has their own specific, style and things that they're showcasing. Now, what I will point out is that, of course, you can't just walk into, an artist's room and just take whatever you want. It's not free in that sense. They're free to look at. But it is up there with almost a museum in a sense, just because there's so much art, so many styles that you're going to see, and you can buy it too. So if you do want that option, I always recommend second Saturday at Sawyer Yards. I know Father's Day is coming up or something like that. If you want to get a little something different and a one of a kind, I always recommend this event. And another reason why I love it is because you're at Sawyer Yards. So there's a lot of food, there's a lot of other stuff going around as well. I kid you not, you will spend hours here. Like, I went by myself, but I would say if you went with your family or if you went with your significant other, you can easily spend 2 to 3 hours there just looking at all this stuff. I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
think I hit out all of it. And I was like, going pretty quick through it all.
Yeah, it is so creatively inspiring. You walk around, you see all of the artists and what they're working on, and this energy that comes with this. It's so much fun. Here's another pro tip for Sawyer Yards. Check out their events listing. I'm going to put that in our show notes as well. And I've seen free improv classes, I've seen free workshops. So they're offering things year round that will cater to the free audience. And I think it's to mainly highlight that Houston has this great creative community that doesn't get talked about enough. So I love that they're doing these free events, the free second Saturday as well. That is a great recommendation. And definitely we need more love to Sawyer Yards because they're outstanding.
Yeah, no, I've been telling the other influencers to go there because I've seen nobody else make a video on it, and I'm like, I'm glad we decided to highlight it real, because I genuinely think it is the most underrated thing in Houston right now, and it's indoors. What I encourage people is just walk around. You're gonna find like all these like random things, like you're gonna find stuff that other people aren't gonna find, and like it's just, again, I would just highly recommend people check it out because it's truly a gem to our city, and you're right, people don't realize how great of an art scene we have, and it just constantly needs to be promoted more and more.
The other thing that we love here on CityCast is cheap dates, all right?
Mhm.
Something that you can go out and do like for under $25. Like we've done episodes on that. I'll link that in the show notes. But Shawn, I've got to ask, is it possible to do a free date that will still impress your partner? Have any ideas?
I got you. I got you. So to all the guys out there, don't tell your significant other it's free. Just be like, it's $30 to get in, something like that. But I'm gonna put you on one of my favorite places, for a nice date night. It's a contemporary arts museum. I know, Raheel, you've definitely been there, and I've actually been there twice now. And it's been free since 1948. It's not as massive as like the Museum of Fine Arts, but I mean, you can spend a good hour there. They have this awesome exhibition right now on overconsumption. So I think it's going until October. And it's started by their teen council. So it's just all these like kids. When I first walked in and I was going through, their exhibition, I was like, this can't be made by kids. I was like, this can't be made by like teenagers.
Yeah.
I was like, but I was surprised, it's just a really good time. And I think they open up their second exhibition because they have like a upstairs and a downstairs. But I'm telling you, you can spend a good hour there. And what I think they try to do is they try to highlight emerging artists that are up and coming, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought up Contemporary Art Museum Houston. By the way, they are a sponsor of CityCast Houston, but that had no sway on Shawn the Food Sheep. This is something that I've seen you gone and check out. Yeah, the current exhibit is called Out of Stock, and that's the one done by the Teen Council. I think I went like a couple days after you. We keep missing each other, by the way, at all of these fun places. And their new exhibition, Tomashi Jackson's Across the Universe, that is now open as well. And that's going to run until March of next year. I love this pick not only for a date night, because you can go in there and spend, 30 to 40 minutes, have great conversations, find some inspiration, kind of look at your partner and be like, hey, what are your thoughts on this, right? Like it's a great jumping off point. It's also great for families. I've taken my daughters there. I've taken my wife there, and they love it. Kids love walking around looking at art. They might not get everything. They might not get all these subtle messages of art, but they love it. It's fun. It's indoor, it's AC, you can't beat it, and you're in the museum district. So if it's a little bit cooler, you walk around, check out some other things. That's such a good free event.
And Raheel, one thing I always tell people is if you're going to the Contemporary Arts Museum, try to pair it up with one of the other museums' free nights or one of their free days.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if you're already in that area, Houston Museum of Fine Arts has, free every Thursday. So if you want to go maybe, to the Contemporary Arts Museum first, and then you want to go to the Museum of Fine Arts or the Houston Museum of Natural Science, they're free every Tuesday from 5 to 8. So what I always suggest people is try to pair it up together. And that way you can kind of hit out 2 or 3 of the great museums in Houston at once. And hey, it makes it as an extended date. So, let's say things are going pretty well. You spent an hour at the Contemporary Arts Museum. Oh, hey, let's go here next. Boom, you can easily, extend your date.
I love that. Pair it up with another museum. That is a great tip right there. Music is one of my favorite things in the world, and on June 21st, we're celebrating Make Music Day in the Arts District. This global celebration is a great way to bring the whole family out to enjoy live music with local musicians right off Washington Avenue in the Arts District. Local Arts District businesses, artists, and community partners are coming together to make this an unforgettable annual event. And here's the best part, it's free. There's going to be free musical performances the whole family can enjoy. Join the global celebration of music in Arts District Houston on June 21st. If you're a local musician or venue, register to participate at makemusicday.org/Houston, and be sure to follow them on Instagram to find a musical performance near you at Arts District HOU. Again, all events are free and open to the public, so come ready to enjoy live music on Make Music Day. I know we're all thinking about things to do this summer, and a place you need to put on your list is the Contemporary Arts Museum Houston, aka CAM. Located in the Museum District, CAM is one of my favorites because it's great for kids and adults, and it's free. Their current exhibit is one you don't want to miss. It's called Out of Stock, and get this, it was created and curated by Houston area teenagers through CAM's 14th Teen Council. I was blown away by all of the incredible art that hits on themes of consumerism, identity, and more. And this weekend, CAM is celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Teen Council program with a 2-day anniversary bash that includes a fashion show, clothes swap, hands-on art making, live music, and more. This event is for all ages, from teens to families, and it's free. Learn more and register for the event at camh.org. Let's plan a Friends Day. Where are we going for a free activity with friends?
What I'm going to recommend during the summer is I think Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion in the Woodlands is doing a free summer concert series, which I'm really excited about. They have a series of free concerts coming up. I think June 17th, they have the Goonies in concert with the Houston
Oh, wow.
Symphony. By the way, I'm ashamed to admit it. I've actually never been to a Houston Symphony, concert. So I definitely need to add that to my list. But you can check it out for free. They're doing a performance there. They also have a few other ones coming up, in July and June. So I would just say, Raheel, you brought up a great point earlier, is just check on a lot of these places' websites. They have so much free stuff that's constantly going on. It's just simple as just boom, checking it out. And this free thing is going on. So I'd highly encourage folks that if you're interested in some place or some activity, just go on their website and you will likely find a free event happening. And a lot of people don't take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Another one, if you want to stick closer to the city, Herman Park, obviously they have a bunch of free stuff in the park, but also Miller Outdoor Theater. They do a great series of free concerts. It's a blast. Parking can be a headache. Okay, so look, there's just no way around it. Parking sucks over there. But if you get there early enough, or if you park, you can always take Metro Rail in, or you can just Uber in, whatever it is. But they've got so many fun concerts going on in the summer. And look, yes, it's a little hot. It's okay. But towards the end of the evening, it's all right. It's just a little muggy. No big deal. We're Houstonians. We're used to it.
I'm with you, Raheel. And, one tip that I have for Herman Park when I park there is sometimes, if you have a membership with the Museum of Natural Science, you can park in the parking garage for, I think it was like $10 for parking. Again, it's not free, but it's, makes it a little bit easier. I like to park there and then kind of go to the Herman Park a little bit because I like going to Herman Park on the weekdays because you can get a little bit freer parking in the evenings, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes it can be a little bit tough. And by the way, I do want to highlight something at Herman Park that I think a lot of people don't know about. There's a free Japanese garden there. So it's in Herman Park, and I think a lot of people walk by it and they don't realize it. But I found it a little while back. I just walked in, and it's like a stone garden.
Oh, wow.
So I'd highly recommend it. It's great for a date as well. Great for spending time with family. But yeah, just like Herman Park is I don't think people realize how amazing parks are in Houston. It's just the heat. It just makes it difficult to take advantage of it.
I know. That's the hardest part. It's so funny you mentioned the Japanese gardens. We did an episode earlier this year about things on our bucket list that we want to go check off, right? And Brooke Lewis, who writes Hey Houston, amazing writer, amazing newsletter. She's like, I want to go check out the Japanese gardens. I'm like, yes, you do, because it's so much fun and there's so much shaded area. So you really don't get hot there. And the other tip I told her, be careful. Those ducks will come right up to you. They are not scared of humans. Those ducks get a little aggressive, so be careful. When I went last time, they were like right up at me like, hey, where's my food? Where's my food? Give me something to eat. Come on.
No, it's funny that you mentioned that because I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I saw a lot of families just kind of handing out bread to the duck.
Yeah.
And that exact situation came up to me where they were just coming up to me expecting something. I'm like, I'm sorry. I
don't have anything.
I just came here on the fly. Another great spot that I want to mention is Camden Park. So it's the Houston's newest park. It just opened up a couple months ago, and it's on the East River development along the Buffalo Bayou. And it's stunning. You have modern designs with natural elements. It's got a boardwalk. It's got children's play areas. And I think they're also doing weekly fitness classes. So for those that are looking for those free fitness classes, you want to stay healthy, you want to stay active, it's great. And they also have a Sunday press there. So a nice cafe. I think you can book it out for events as well, in the certain areas. But I think they're really intending for it to be kind of a spot for the community. Camden Park. It's the latest park in Houston. We just keep stacking them up.
I know. Give me more parks. Give me more community-oriented events and spaces because that just makes us stronger as a city. And I love that.
But actually, with that, Raheel, I do want to mention, one last museum that I think is incredibly underrated is a place called Asia Society Texas Center.
Hmm.
So with Asian American Heritage Month just happening, in May, they're free for most of the public on Thursdays. And it is one of the coolest buildings in all of Houston. Like when you
Oh
walk in,
yeah.
like it's designed by one of the best like architects like in the world. He's a Japanese architect, and they have a second floor like water fountain. It's really, really cool to see. It's like this water feature that sends mists out and everything. And you can spend a good hour and a half, 2 hours there. And they got a great little cafe inside as well. So Texas Asia Society Center, I think it's just kind of underrated as well.
Yeah, and this isn't a free tip, but they always have discounted classes going on. So whether it be yoga, you've got meditation sessions, you've got cultural panels, you've got talks. Some of those talks actually are free, but like the more activity oriented stuff, that will be like a minimal cost. But yeah, I love that building. You go in there and you just feel so inspired, right? Us being South Asians, like it is a big deal to have something that reflects us and the Asian society in general, but it's open to everyone. People get this misconception that it's only for Asians. It's not. It's open to everyone. It's a cultural building that is bridging the gap for every culture. So check it out. I'm so glad you brought that up.
It's just, again, like I think a lot of people see the museum district and they think, oh, you got to pay a $20, $30 admission every time. And
Mhm.
I'm like, they have free days, every week, just all these spots. It's just a matter of just finding that information. One tip that I always suggest people is now with ChatGPT, just type in when are the free museum days in Houston, and boom, it'll
Boom.
pop out the list. So I highly suggest that.
Okay, Shawn, we've covered stuff for family. We've covered stuff for friends, date night, so many things. Is there something that we missed? Is there one more thing, like a wild card recommendation that you want to give out to the listeners?
I feel like just because it's so iconic, I have to give a shout out to the Manel Collection. So, the Manel Collection is based in Montrose, and it's multiple buildings. It has over 17,000 pieces of art inside. When you walk around, it has all different kinds of art. Like it has African art, it has Middle Eastern. So it's for everybody. The one thing people get disappointed to when they're there is you can't take pictures inside the exhibits. Because I know a lot of people, they like taking photos with stuff, but I'd say just put away your phone, enjoy it. And then, also great for a date night. This isn't necessarily free, but I like to go to Hotel St. Augustine afterwards. They have the St. Augustine Lounge, and Aaron Bludorn has his brand new restaurant there, Perseid. And
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
a great spot to pair up if you go to the Manel Collection first, and then you kind of go to Perseid for a date night. So Manel Collection, you just got to
Got
go
it.
to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Longtime listeners of CityCast Houston are like, boom, it's on the bingo card. They mentioned the Manil again, but we love it so much. It's fantastic. Like, why wouldn't you go to the Manil? And it never gets old. There's so much art there. There's so much to do. You'll find something new and inspirational every single time.
And Raheel, it's thanks to folks like y'all that I learn about this stuff, because I kid you not, I only learned about this like literally 6 months ago. I was like, what? I was like, Manel Collections?
Yeah.
What is this? And it's just, man, there's so much in Houston that I think is still being uncovered. It's just a matter of like, we got to be the detectives and find it.
Man, that's awesome. Shawn, thank you so much for joining us, and can't wait to see you out there doing all these fun, free things, okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Raheel. Great to be on.
That was Shawn the Food Sheep. I've dropped a link to his Instagram in our show notes, along with all of the places he recommended. Now, I know you have 3 friends who love free fun like me, so share this episode with them so y'all can plan a free outing. If you're new here, thank you for listening. Make sure to hit the subscribe button in your podcast player so you get new episodes of CityCast Houston every morning. If you've been listening to CityCast Houston for a while, drop us a rating and review wherever you listen so we can grow the show. Want more things to do in H-Town? Subscribe to our daily newsletter, Hey Houston, with the info in our show notes. Thanks. That will do it for today. I'm Raheel Ramzanali. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new.
We got to put some AC in the clouds, and then I think that'll solve 90% of the problems for Houston, and then everybody can enjoy everything all the time.